Hey, it may be Thursday, it may be Wednesday, it may be Monday, Sunday, or Saturday. Just because it says Tuesdays in the title, it doesn't always mean that we have to go on Tuesday because we're different, Tess.
That's right.
We're
unique.
Very unique. So Thursdays with Tess and Hook 'em Football this week, and I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all.
I don't either. Any day of the week is good with me.
It is. Anytime we can talk about Texas football or talk about a lot of the random things that we do, I'm okay with that any day. And any day is a great day to support these guys.
That's right. Honest AC and Fleming.
They are. David, Will, all the guys, veteran-owned, locally owned, truly locally owned. Don't let that fool you when another company says they're locally owned. They're not. They've been bought out by a big corporation that has never been to Austin, Texas, or owned any property. I'm just saying. Just the way it is. Honest AC and Plumbing. Matter of fact, my AC has been on the last 3 days.
I know, because it's 80.
I love it.
In December.
Maybe that's the reason why some of us are under the weather.
It's true. The weather is bouncing back and forth, and that tends to get people sick.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. But I love it. We talk about these same things every year. But, Tess, you know what? We're going back to San Antonio, Alamo Bowl. Just to thank all the viewers and those of you listening on all the podcast platforms who may not have time or not in position. Maybe you're driving to San Antonio right now listening to this on the Apple Podcast. Thank you all for being so loyal and for the comments on YouTube, Twitter, especially on Facebook. We're trying to migrate over to YouTube and be more active there. We appreciate all of you who are loyal viewers and listeners. Please follow us, subscribe to us, and whatnot. So, Alamo Bowl matchup. We're going to dive deeper into this as we progress and get closer. And by the way, and Tess, I haven't mentioned this to you yet. Are you okay? I should ask the viewers and listeners, are you okay if we take a bye week next week?
Yes.
You are? We need a break. Not a break from us.
We need some R&R. Some relaxation
R&R.
station.
Not a break from us podcasting, but just a mental break because there's been a lot of people can relate, and I hope everyone can relate. We just need a little break. Next week, I'm just going to post a couple of things that are short and sweet, and it has nothing to do with not wanting to do that with Tess. It has nothing to do with it. Everybody needs to unplug a little bit. So, Texas, Washington, Alamo Bowl is honestly Texas has been there a lot.
Right.
But it's Big
More
12 versus Pac-10. Yes, the big nightlife. Sarkisian was once a coach at Washington. What do you like about playing in the Alamo Bowl, and what do you like about this matchup, or have you even had really time to really consider that?
Well, I like the Alamo Bowl because it's easy to get to.
Yeah, very much so.
Hour down the road, so it makes it really easy. Not every time, but I know you've been to the Alamo Bowl a lot. I've been several times, so going this time again, of course, can't pass it up. But I love how close it is to get to and easy to get to. San Antonio is a fun town.
Yeah, it is.
Lots to do. You got the River Walk and all of the things to do around the Alamo Dome. So it's a fun place to hang out. So I'm excited. And you can go to the basement of the Alamo, which is also really fun and interesting. I recommend everybody do that while they're there. And as far as playing Washington, I mean, this is a good team.
Yeah.
This is a good team. I'm glad that we're being matched up against I think they're number 12 team. So that's great. I would much rather play a lower ranked team or somebody that has any notoriety. So I don't know. I think it's been a really long time since we've played Washington. In fact, I think it was when Chris Sims was
Holiday Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And Major Applewhite had to come in and rally them.
Yeah, yeah. Applewhite, German for proven leader, is what we used to always say. So anyway, it's been a long time. I don't know a lot about Washington fans or anything like that, but I mean, unfortunately, they are going to be in our neck of the woods, so we have that going for us. So I think a lot of Texas fans will be there, just because it's it's an hour outside of Austin, and there's a lot of Texas fans in San Antonio, tons.
Yeah. Quick hour and 15-minute drive to sometimes hour 20 to the Alamo Dome. It's easy.
Little home field advantage, maybe.
Yeah, that's fun. I think the one Alamo Bowl that sticks out that is not a good memory was Mac Brown's last game when he and Sally walked out the field when they faced Marcus Mariota and the Oregon Ducks. That one stands out. Of course, the last time they were in it, they absolutely manhandled Utah. I mean,
Right.
destroyed Utah. Tom Herman was 3-0 in bowl games, by the way. The one thing that we don't know if Bijan's going to play. We don't know who's going to play. Because I'm going to just go ahead and preface this right now. I am bought all in for anybody that's NFL draft eligible and their stock is high. Do not play in this bowl games. Do not. Just don't do it.
I agree. I don't think Bijan should play. I don't see him playing. I don't think there's any chance of him playing, even though he's on the poster for the Alamo Bowl. Did anybody else notice that?
Good point.
Anybody else notice that? But no, I mean, I think he's already making visits to places like the Cowboys, etc. So I hope he's there on the sideline to watch it, not suited up.
Oh, he'll be there.
I think that'll be awesome for his team, but he has no business playing.
No, unless you're in the CFP, and your stock is high, do not play for your team in a bowl game. A lot of people disagree with that, but if you don't agree with me, that's okay. Or Tess, that's okay. But what I'm trying to instill in people who differ, you get hurt, and your stock could go from early first round or mid first round, or even you could fall second round, third round. You could fall all the way to seventh or undrafted free agent. That's a lot of money to give up.
Right.
The one part that I didn't understand, Tess, was I get it, but I don't. 4 quarterbacks are the finalist for the Heisman, and Bijan's not one of the finalists. So there's our bad boy right there.
Bijan Touchdownson.
Bijan Mustardson. So
he got robbed.
Got robbed. Almost 1,900 yards total offense and 20 touchdowns. I had Todd Dodge in his episode with Inside the Fieldhouse. He said, if they're going to penalize Bijan for the TCU game for having a bad game, well, I can point out 2 games in which Caleb Williams and C.J. Stroud had bad games too.
I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's that the Heisman has just kind of become about quarterbacks and a quarterback that's in the CFP. And I think if you don't have those 2 ingredients, even though USC, don't get me wrong, isn't, but they're all quarterbacks. I mean, and you got CJ from Ohio State, Max from TCU, Stetson from Georgia, and Caleb from Tennessee. But I just, it'd be nice to mix it up and not make it all quarterbacks. And it would have been cool to see a running back in there, or just, some other position. But I mean, it's always going to be usually a running back or a quarterback. But I don't know. I mean, Heisman, Schmeisman. And, the other thing, too, everybody that wins the Heisman usually sucks in the NFL.
So. That is a great point that so many people forget.
So, you know what, Bijan? This is a good thing. This is like it raining on your wedding day, baby. So just you just take that and you go with it and you go do your thing because you're going to be just fine.
Yeah. Well, he's already doing fine. And this is only a snippet of this video. So he has multiple NIL deals, and it kind of gives you. They did a Q&A with at those rollback apparel that he markets for as an NIL deal. They did a Q&A with him, and we learned a little bit about almost said Roshan, but Bijan that we didn't know before. This is both comical yet you kind of like Bijan a little bit more after you see this.
One word to describe Oklahoma.
Weird. What's going on, guys? This is Bijan Robinson, and this is Quick Ones with Robat.
What's your favorite animal?
Probably a hamster.
Have you ever owned a hamster?
I have not, but my friend had a hamster, and it was just like the cutest pet you can ever look at in your life.
Are you a dog guy?
Big time.
What's your favorite dog?
Well, they're called Chiweenies. It's a wiener dog, but like it's like the smaller version of a wiener dog.
If you had a Chiweenie,
Yeah.
what would you name it?
Probably Blue.
If not Texas, then who?
Bro, I don't even know. It's just Texas for me.
One word to describe Texas.
A blessing.
Do you recycle?
Sometimes I do. I mean, if I see the recycling bin, I'll do it, but sometimes I'll just forget and just throw it away in there.
Favorite Gatorade flavor?
Fruit punch.
Favorite Crayola color?
Blue.
Steak or chicken?
Oh, steak.
Tex-Mex or BBQ?
Oh, barbecue.
Franklin's or Terry Black's?
Ooh, Terry Black's.
Who's your favorite Texas alum that's an actor?
Well, I'm like really good friends with Matthew McConaughey. So Matthew McConaughey.
Can you spell his last name?
No.
Lamborghini or Ferrari?
Lamborghini.
A Chiweenie.
A Chiweenie. I would have never guessed that. And by the way, if you want to go to Instagram, like Roback, and you get to see the entire interview, great apparel. And Tess, I think there's a good partnership. I think we should partner up with Roback.
Sure.
I think it'd be good. You
Extend a formal invitation. Roback.
We were extending an invitation to enter our sphere.
Please marry us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Glad to see you. But that Q&A, you're Chiweenie.
I like that. I liked all of his answers. I thought he was great.
He's good. He's like, again, easily likable guy. And he's
Hard Texas. You can't go wrong with that.
He said a blessing. There you go.
I love it.
Hey, real quick, in case you weren't aware, 104.9 The Horn FM. You can listen to our podcast. Just go to the podcast square link at the bottom of the page. Click it. There's about 8 different podcasts. Click ours.
Scroll down.
Scroll down. You got to scroll a little bit.
Scroll past everything until you get to the one that you want to watch.
Yeah.
That would be ours.
That'd be ours. Stories Inside the Man Cave, and you'll find Tuesdays with Tess all together with all of the episodes. All right. So this is going to be fun because I could not wait to show you. I edited this thing down. We were making fun. You called it. And Caleb Williams, the former OU quarterback, now at USC, he's a rib Trojan for her pleasure. And Utah, he says, F you to whatever team. You said it. It happened again. All I'm going to say is Utah just beat the dog shit out of USC. Once they got to Caleb it was like the dog, they were seeking blood, chum in the water.
Telling you, he might want to rethink that Manny.
Get a petty. Balance it out.
Go with shellac, Caleb.
Yeah. Caleb's a great quarterback, no doubt about it. But I'm pretty sure they just lost to Utah twice this year in the most important one, that being the Pac-12 championship. So 2 former Longhorns on the press conference table for Utah. Cam Rising, the former quarterback. And then the young man who I love to death from Duncanville, who I get it, wasn't sure of his future here. He bounced, and he actually scored a touchdown in that Pac-12 championship game. They were both on the post-game press conference. They were asked about I sound like a Salt Lake City reporter, about if they knew. Then they knew nothing about Caleb's fingernails.
That's cute.
Don't give. It is what it is. You can do whatever you want. Put whatever you want on your nails. I'm not going to judge you for whatever you do. But yeah, hope you liked it.
They refused to talk about nails.
Yeah, they weren't having.
That's cute. Next question.
Yeah, next. Next. Absolutely. Move on. So we're going to move on because Deuce Vaughn and his family. I thought I texted these pictures to you. That Big 12 championship was pretty awesome, even though Texas was not in it. But when you see,
I think it was the best championship game.
You do?
Yeah.
I think last year Oklahoma State 1 yard shy against Baylor at the very last play of the game was the best one I've ever seen.
I meant this year.
Oh, this year, for sure. For sure.
Not ever, but this year for sure.
So this is the Vaughn family. So fun fact, his dad, Chris Vaughn, was an assistant on the Ole Miss coaching staff with Houston Nutt in 2010, I believe, or 2011.
Okay.
They played Oklahoma State. I was there. Ole Miss beat OSU. And afterwards, they had a little confetti party. Well, Chris was celebrating as a coach on the field. Yeah. Well, Deuce got to do the same thing as his dad did on that same field at Jerry World. And Deuce, obviously, wow. The kid. Mother. Yeah, his mom. Yeah, she's funny. She is funny. She's in the former space that I was in. But, yeah, that's such a beautiful family. We're proud of you, Deuce.
He had an incredible game. So,
God.
He's fun as hell to watch. So, congratulations, Deuce. Well deserved.
So, pick 'em. Drum roll. Let's roll this. Let's go. So, I've got to say, I'm not trying to self-promote here, but I've taken a sizable lead.
Yeah, I know.
Over our favorite girl here.
Yeah, I'm getting ass whooped.
So it's okay, but there are so many bowl games that anything can happen. I did not. So just a reminder.
So many bowls, so little time.
Right. So these are a select few bowl games going through next Saturday, a week from Saturday, because we're not going to have an episode next Saturday or next week. But we're
on break, bitches.
We need a break. We need a winter break. We need
Give me a break.
Reload.
Give me a break.
Because we want some energy. We want to bring.
We're gonna go have fun.
We are. We got a lot going on in our lives.
We do. We're busy.
Now we got So as you hear the music right now, let's go up top. Two teams which are not going to a bowl game, and Army Navy. It's a goal, Tess. We got to figure it out. We got to go to Philadelphia one year, and go see this damn game. This is as American as it gets.
I've always wanted to see that game.
Oh, my God. I don't care how cold it is, and you know I bitch about the cold when it gets below 70.
Yeah, but like you said, I mean, what a cool experience. So I would love to see that game. I'll wear my ear muffs and my mittens.
Mittens. That just sounds funny.
Probably just wear a ski suit.
I'll look like the little kid in Christmas Story.
Yeah. I'll start a fire in a garbage can outside the stadium. It'll be great.
They do that in Philly anyway.
That's right. I'll fit right in.
Yeah. So Army, Navy, it's hard to pick. Hey, we have a big friend of the podcast who's on the coaching staff at Navy.
I would like to go with Navy as well.
The midshipmen are the overwhelming favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Going to go with Navy.
Navy. All right. The Cure Bowl. Jeff Traylor, number 25. His Roadrunners are. He's done a phenomenal job. All he knows is how to win, and he's building momentum. He's getting NIL deals in San Antonio. People are starting to jump on board. It has no effect on this game, though. But they're playing another conference champion, Troy, out of Troy, Alabama, at the Cure Bowl. UTSA.
I'm going with San Antonio. Got a lot of San Antonio in my life as of late. Going with SA, baby.
Let's go, Runners. Man, I don't know, but I'm feeling some Roadrunner in my life. Let's go with the Runners on my end, too.
Cool.
Las Vegas Bowl. Those mighty hairy beavers from Oregon State and the Florida Gators in the Las Vegas Bowl.
I would never go with a hairy beaver. No one watching this should ever go with a hairy beaver.
With two sharp teeth.
I'm going with chomp, 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 chomp. Gators, baby. And that's in honor of my dear friend Rebecca who went to Florida. But I got to go with the Gators.
Chomp it. I'm going to go with the bees.
You're going with the hairy beaver. Everybody listen to that.
Yeah, well, That's how rumors.
You're always talking about that manscaping.
Manscaped.com.
It's okay for the men to be scaped. The women just, look like a giant fucking singing bush or something. I don't know.
Looks like the Stanford tree.
Yeah. Like a flippin' forest.
The German Black Forest. You ever been there? Nope. All right. Hey.
I don't know. I just got this picture of like a gator walking through
a bush.
And then the bush was like, do you remember the singing bush from Three Amigos?
I do. Looks like a tumbleweed. They got teeth.
I'm sorry. Oh, God, it's been a long day. Okay. All right. On to the Fenway Bowl.
So, Oregon State, so beavers have 2 working teeth, and they're right out here.
Yeah, well, if you've got teeth on your hairy beaver, definitely need to rethink, back up, run to the door, get your car, and then change your phone number and your social security number.
Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
Fenway Bowl.
Adios.
College football bowl game played on a baseball stadium. It happens. Fenway Bowl. Cincinnati. This is actually a good one. Cincinnati and Louisville.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati.
You're going for Cincinnati?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a feeling something good ain't right up in Cincinnati. I don't have good vibes. I feel like Louisville, they may have some stank in the water, so to speak, because their head coach may be going to, or no, they may have a new head coach in being the Purdue head coach. That's just been announced. He's a former Louisville quarterback, Jeff Brom. He may be headed. There's something going on. Maybe he squashed the rumors.
Something stinks in suburbia.
The Lending Tree Bowl.
Oh, yay.
And Southern Miss. But Rice got in with 5 wins.
Reese.
They did not reach bowl eligibility, but they're in, and I forgot how they were able to.
I do love a good fried rice.
Fried rice. You know what?
I like the combination.
That sounds so good. It sounds so good.
I know. Fried rice is delicious. And on that note, I'm going to go with rice.
You're going to go with rice?
I love that. It's one of my favorite food groups. Not to mention, I like rice. They've always had a kick-ass band. If this was a band competition, you've always got to go with rice. They're renowned.
You've got to have thick skin around the marching out band, the mob.
Oh, they are. They're actually more exciting to watch than the football team. FYI, if you're going to the game. But anywho, staying there during halftime. But I'm going with Rice. Let's go Owls.
I'm proud of Rice. And there is they've got some talent, some young talent. To the Fresh family here in Austin. Man, you have a son who plays for Rice. He's good. I respect him. I follow him. I think he's doing big things. I think he's a fine American. I just feel like USM, the Eagles, are going to win this. I hope not. I would love to see Rice get a bowl victory.
I think it'd be really cool, actually.
I would love to see it.
So, me as well. That's why I'm going to go with them. So,
New Mexico Bowl, Albuquerque. You can go drive down to Santa Fe. It's worth it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll lose a bet one day and I'll have to hang out in Albuquerque. But I've actually been to Albuquerque.
It's not bad.
My grandparents drove me through there, and I was a child, and I couldn't do anything about it. But this is so funny, SMU, because I just watched the 30 for 30, the Pony Express.
The Pony Excess?
The Pony Excess. I'm so sorry. Not Pony Express.
Pony Express. Our own governor.
That's what they called themselves. Anyway, this is how long it's, SMU, so, and then you got Brigham Young. I'm going to go, let's go with the Ponies. I'm going to pony up on this one, baby. Go with me some D-Town.
So, BYU, this is a rebuilding year for them. 7-5. They're usually 9-10 win seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. SMU's got some good talent. Good Texas kids. But I'm taking this is kind of a rematch of the Holiday Bowl in 1984. I don't know how I know that. But I'm going
that was
with
different because people were getting paid.
I'm going with the Mormons.
Now it's legal.
Yeah. Mormons don't have sex in college. Throw that out there.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
Prime time. We can easily navigate down this. So he took the job at Colorado. Now, there's a lot of things missing in this story that people just aren't willing to read. Okay, let's stop the criticism of Deion Sanders. You're not getting it. He took the job, not you, Tess. Those who are criticizing. You're entitled to your opinion. But what's going, huh?
I knew you weren't talking to me.
No. Deion Sanders did more for HBCU football. Not only did he do that, he brought it to a level of exposure. A lot of people don't realize this. He took money out of his pocket to pay for certain things. And it said in his contract at Jackson State, I don't have the numbers, if we have X amount of people in the stands per game, you get a certain percentage of it. They haven't paid him yet, according to the reports I've seen. Okay? So for him to take this job at CU, he and the brain trust of Colorado, University of Colorado, made an agreement to give back to Jackson State University in some financial form or something like that.
That's awesome.
All these people saying, oh, well, he screwed or he betrayed. He didn't betray any of you at Jackson State. He hadn't betrayed anybody. He gave more to that than people are wanting. They're just butthurt because he's leaving. I get it. I get it. But in his outgoing speech, he says in the coaching industry, you're either elevated or you're getting fired. And that's the way it is. What's your take?
I mean, he's Neon Deion. He can do what he wants. But I mean, I also agree with you. I know that, he obviously is financially set, and and we all know that. I don't think he's doing anything for the money. Even though it's the money, it ain't the money. But I mean, why not? I mean, I love what he did for Jackson, but I mean, when's the last time the Buffaloes have been relevant?
It's been a long time.
Since I was in college, and I'm not even gonna, guys, let's not even go there. But I mean, it's been a long time. And I mean, when's the last time you've even heard anything about them? They have a great stadium. It's a great college town. Yeah. It's a beautiful city. You know what? I'd like to see what he's going to do. I mean, it's sure as hell interesting to watch.
Oh,
I'm not a hater. I'm all about maybe. So obviously he made some change in Jackson. Maybe he'll do the same in Colorado, and maybe he'll leave something good behind.
Oh, he will. Well, Tess, you hit the nail right on the head. So I think it was CU Athletics who posted this. And this is what I don't understand. People read what they want to read. Everybody has an opinion, and that's true. But when people start saying, I can't believe they're paying a coach $5 million, where have you been the last 10 years?
Right.
Is it because it's Deion Sanders? People don't understand. How about criticize more on Jimbo Fisher's contract? Or Nick Saban. And another thing people need to realize, these schools aren't paying these coaches that much. It's not the school. It's donors. It's
right.
TV revenue money. It's all donations.
A lot of areas.
It's not the school. The school is probably paying about $500,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that graphic that CU put up, they had a spike like 2,000%. In CU social media, 4,000 more season tickets already purchased. Retail sales up, I want to say 48%. I I mean, that's what this does. That's what you want.
I mean, if anything, it's a marketing move. So
it's huge. And we're
in for it. And I'm all about that. So, I mean, like I said, I think it's going to be really fun and interesting to watch. I think Deion Sanders is one of the funniest humans on the planet. His interviews are just amazing. I'm excited to watch it. I mean, it's entertaining and maybe they'll be good. I don't know. But as sure as hell, it's going to be fun to watch. So, everybody pipe down, get over it.
Get over it. But I think he has more supporters. It's just certain people just need to read and learn. But I hope he brings this guy with him. And I think this is funny when he was grilling him the week before about it.
Hey, Coach Prime, good to meet you. I was just wondering if, since you're in Colorado now, is Rob J going to be able to roll with you to the Broncos game?
Oh, my God. If I tell Rob J that, he tried to sneak on the plane, trust me. Yeah. There's quite a few people trying to sneak on the plane. Honestly, let me tell you something about the hearts of these men. They suggested that some type of way we involve Jackson State in students or something to uplift and promote and provide a mean and a way of greater understanding. I'm trying to put that as politely as possible.
That's what we're talking about. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I agree. I mean, like you said, people are pissed when people leave.
Yeah, I get it.
Of course. Well, I mean,
Tess, I've enjoyed seeing HBCU highlighted the way it has been.
Yeah.
That's so much history.
Well, you're going to see a lot more of Colorado.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Plus, that'll give me a reason to go see a game there again because I haven't been, like I said, since I was in college. So
Jesus was walking the earth.
It was BC.
BC. They play TCU next year.
All right. Well, at home.
I think they play another Big 12 team. I can't remember who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But TCU is one of them.
You know what? I may just have to go see a Colorado game.
I'm all
I love
for
Boulder. Boulder's a fun town. So, and I love Colorado.
I love Boulder.
I'm not driving there again.
No.
Because as opposed to when I was in BC, I don't do that shit no more. I'm too old to drive from Austin. I'm going to get on a plane and fly there.
But we've grown up enough to where we should.
Grown up now.
Yeah, just flying to Denver. Let's go. It's about 40 minutes away.
Easy peasy, lemon squeeze. Yeah,
let's go.
Do it.
Let's go. How about we take a quick break? On the other side, we're going to laugh a little bit. How about a lot? I think I got a little surprise for you. No, and all right, we'll see you on the other side of the break. Get your abs ready. For all of your insurance needs, look no further than our primary sponsor, Jim Saxton State Farm Insurance Agency. The ATX OG has been insuring Austin for over 3 decades. And get this, Jim Saxton is a Longhorn legacy. He is the son of the late, great James Saxton, who was a Heisman finalist. Be sure to give him a call, or better yet, visit his website, saxtoninsurance.com, and tell him that the stories inside the Man Cave Boys recommended.
JJ Gotch, CEO of the Austin Gamblers. And segment 2 of Stories Inside the Man Cave is next.
Switch Zeke over. He's got it. And he's got it. Elliott, touchdown. Oh, are they going over to the kettle? Kettle time.
Oh, Ezekiel.
And that's how you know it's Christmas time, when all is beautiful, when Zeke is eating and jumps in the kettle as he has the last 4 years, I think.
You got to love it.
Christmas tradition.
That's the biggest donation they've ever had.
God, eating in their kettle pot. You know, it's better than that in
The
pot.
Salvation Army pot.
Is that good pot?
No. I'm not talking about illegal pot. I'm talking about they have those pots and you're supposed to walk by and make a donation.
Yeah, they're huge.
Right. So Ezekiel Elliott is a big fucking donation.
Well, he's worth a lot.
That's what I mean. That's a lot more than a quarter.
Listen, I love Zeke, and I hope they can find a way to keep him. But Tony Pollard is their future. And
love me some TP.
And but I want to keep Zeke, but I'm afraid they got to trade him, get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Tony.
I think his clock is ticking.
I love him. I love what he's done. So, OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., Jerry Jones said today that the deal may not happen because he's out of shape. His knee is not in great shape, but who knows? Jerry said a lot of things that's not been accurate. But I will say that but Jerry's he talks a lot. I mean, I'm not saying he's wrong about the physical, but he was in town being courted by Michael Parsons and the guys, and they took him to a Mavericks game the other night, and this is the Mavericks crowd at the American Airlines Center.
Okay, but he is a competitor. Wants to stay in the game. Right now, the crowd is OBJ. That's what they're yelling. That's what that chances for.
The entire arena was trying to help in the recruitment to try to persuade him to become a Dallas Cowboy. And they need one more receiver. Mm-hmm. But I'm almost I don't know. I feel like with Gallup and all the guys now, and I think CeeDee Lamb, they're starting to come along. Mm-hmm. The tight ends, they got 3 of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I don't know either. I guess that's up to OBJ.
It's up to OBJ, and it's up to Jerry if he's going to sign him. If he's not able to play until January, well, there's a problem.
Right.
So I want to bring up a throwback picture. Speaking of the Cowboys, what's going on here, Tess Sawyer?
That's me and the shark, aka Kenny.
I haven't seen this guy since 1993 or 4.
I saw him at in Arlington.
Big 12 championship.
Correct. The last time Texas was there when we played Oklahoma. And this was actually there's like a little sidebar in the stadium property. I think it's called like the Cowboys Palace or Hangout or something. It's not a strip club. Not a strip club. Not that I want to go to a strip club, but anywho,
landing strip. You're the freaking president of it over there.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I went to see the shark at a strip club. Anyway, met him. Super nice guy. And if you look at my forefinger, he let me wear his Super Bowl ring.
I think that's on there. This was his dance when he'd make a big play.
That's right.
Thing.
But and I'm going to tell you, that was the first time I'd ever tried on a Super Bowl ring.
I hate to tell you this, but they're bigger than that now.
Yeah, and this one was, I mean, you can see on my finger, it was large and heavy and sparkly.
He was fun. That entire team was a lot of fun. They had a lot of character like him.
Yeah, and super nice, approachable guy. So if anybody runs into Kenny, aka the Shark, get him to pose with you and ask him to try on his ring.
That's awesome. That's a great pick, though. Good moment.
It was a lot of fun.
Time. Hey, in case anybody was not sure, the Houston Texans are not a good tackle football team. They have not. There's a reason why we don't talk about them. They are not good.
A good tackle team? How about just not a good team, period?
They just do not. The Texans, listen, they had a few years where they had everything together as Texans. They could have done something. But in typical Houston form, they're mismanaged. The Astros are carrying the weight over there. That's a baseball town.
Oh, I don't even know if they know they have a professional football team there.
Dude, they're so bad. And I don't mean to pour on. And listen. So I know what happened in the offseason with Deshaun was a factor. I get it. But Davis Mills is doing okay. He's doing pretty well. Filling in, I get it. That was not good attention for your team. Houston's defense is not bad. But, I mean, I want to go through just a couple of – they can't close out games. They're not exactly getting their doors blown off, but it's just really bad. So we're going to move on to something better. I just had to address that because I got called out for – y'all don't ever talk about anything in Houston. Well, if y'all want other –
okay, well, y'all suck. Okay, move on.
Other than the
– You like the Astros?
Like the Astros, they're good.
Yeah.
So
about baseball.
Ricky, you ever heard the story of when Ricky Williams first started smoking weed?
No, but I heard that he used to eat Raisin Bran and smoke cigarettes so he could go to the bathroom.
Where'd you hear that?
Just from people.
That's good. So
through the grapevine, and then if he couldn't get Raisin Bran, he would get grape nuts.
Good fiber, right?
So you know what? If anybody's watching this and you're a little backed up, go down to your local supermarket, get yourself some Raisin Bran or some grape nuts, and then go outside and smoke a cigarette. And if you're not on the toilet about 5 minutes later, then I don't know what to tell you.
I'll put a dip in your mouth. Go get you a can of Copenhagen. That'll do it every time. So this was funny. There's a podcast, and I'm assuming they're gaming. It's called Games with Names. You got a good following, and they did a little interview with Ricky. And listen, I've said this so many times. Ricky is so misunderstood by so many people, but everybody knows he has a heart of gold. And he's also very funny. He's smarter. He's pretty sharp. Sees the world differently, but he's also a sharp guy. I love his storytelling. He keeps it real, 100 all the time. This is talking about when he first started smoking weed when he was at Texas.
A roommate was a smoker, and he's like, "You need to chill." And so he brought out his bong. And he's like, "Here, first 2 games, I kill it. Then we go to Kansas State, and I get shut down, like 12 carries for like 40 yards. Also find out that my girlfriend is now with the quarterback. Okay, so
which quarterback is this?
Major Applewhite. He was our starting.
What? Applewhite? Yeah. How do you do that to your teammate?
She was pretty bad. Anyways, so I was just going through this and I was thinking, like, why did I come back for this shit? I was in that place where I was thinking I could be making millions of dollars, not worried about this bullshit. But that was the first night where I smoked. And I remember I went upstairs in my room and I wasn't obsessing about the girl or the quarterback or the bad game. I just was good. And I started actually thinking positively about the future. And I'm not lying to you. You can look in the stat book. After that game, back-to-back 300-yard rushing games.
Blame it on the weed. Yeah.
So
there's the poster boy of the pros and cons of smoking weed.
The pros and cons of smoking weed.
I mean, I'm like, you know what? You be you, boo. If that works for you,
get it done.
Obviously it helped him. I mean, I know a lot of people. Obviously, we all know that it's prescribed medicinally,
right,
for lots of purposes. It helps with anxiety. Maybe he had some anxiety.
He did have anxiety issues.
Yeah, and obviously, there's a lot of anxiety around being a college being any sort of athlete or on any sort of certain stage. So maybe it helped him. So I'm like, man, more power to you. Like,
yeah,
it's great. So
I love hearing Ricky tell stories, and when way he articulates my interactions with him, it's just he's a fun guy. I mean, but he's very sharp. But
I think he's very smart and obviously extremely talented. And I don't know. I'd like to talk to him about his weed story.
He's
Ricky, be on our show.
Ricky. I don't even know, Ricky, if you see my private messages, but we never. Yeah, I don't know if you.
Are you sliding into Ricky's DMs
on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
I never got his number from the day when I had it. I don't know what I did with it. Connected to his people, but never got it. I don't even know if I even actually had his number from back in the day, but I know we had some hilarious interactions. We did an interview one time on his porch.
Aw.
He was funny. Hilarious. The one, so I can't remember. There's not even, yeah, he's just a good dude. And he is in the weed business, if you will. On the side. He's an entrepreneur.
I mean, apparently it's very profitable.
Yes, I've heard stories where in Texas where it's semi-legal, right? Yeah.
Not recreational.
No.
But I think Texas actually is probably going to be one of the last states to
make it
go. I mean, it'll happen eventually. I just think we're a little behind the times, but
doesn't surprise me one bit. Great leadership.
Many other states are moving on down the progressive road.
Yeah, great leadership we have. Well, Tess referenced it, and we got to trim some bush today. And we got to talk about manscaping. It's always good to influence the young audience. Trim some bush, trim some hedges. I think this is it. Here we go. So the World Cup is starting to wrap up. You know, it's sad. United States knocked out. They had a decent run. But you know, you got to take care of your boys, especially during the World Cup. And when you're watching matches, do not leave the house without your balls addressed in the shower with the Lawnmower 4.0. Keep those boys clean.
Yes.
You don't want any stragglers. You don't want it to look like crooked dental floss.
You don't want the Frank above the beans. I'm just telling you, if you've got a lot of bush down there, it could get confusing for the zipper.
It's happened.
Make it easy. Make it easy on the zipper.
The zipper, because you don't want your zipper.
It has a mind of its own.
You don't want the zipper not aligned.
That's right.
Because it can never recover.
Plus, it's just gross.
It's just zip up. So
That's right.
Go to manscaped.com. Promise you, I'm not just saying it because they told me to say it. I say it because I've used it. It works. It's in it. You can take all these products are phenomenal. Lawnmower 4.0. You charge it for a few hours, that little buddy will stay charged for weeks because it doesn't take long to manscape. It does.
You need some time to grow it back.
Yeah, yeah. And you want a good cut, like a baseball field. You want to manicure those follicles. Manscaped.com. Use the promo code MANCAVE20 for 20% off of your first order. Tess Sawyer approves of it. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's right. Keep it clean, boys.
Keep it clean, boys. Come on. These are relationship goals, what I'm about to tell you. Men and women should strive for this to happen in their lives, especially if you love football.
My wife kept bending over and I couldn't resist.
Ready, set. Max, stop it. Babe, can you help me move this phone? Omaha, set. Max! Omaha, set. Max! 187. Are you okay? Oh, what the fuck are you doing? This is for TikTok.
Had been trying too hard, but he was practicing under center, which some quarterbacks need to do more. So
that's right. You miss the snap, it screws up everything.
It's just an early Christmas goose. That's all you got to do.
He goosed her multiple times.
She did not approve. It was a little long.
It's funny, and she was a good sport.
She was. She hit her head on the counter or the Cabinetry.
Well, if she was wearing a helmet like a center should be, she'd be okay.
Yeah. Come on, girl. You know,
suit up if you know your man's gonna be taking a snap.
Yeah, if he's going up in there, be prepared, because your perineum was not prepared for that.
Oh God, don't say that.
Hey man, tell me something good.
Tess Sawyer, we're going to wrap this up. I hate wrapping things up because a reminder, we're taking a week off next week. We just need to unplug from the world. Tell me something good as we are approaching the greatest holiday of the year. Have you noticed something beautiful?
Yeah, the festive spirit is in the air. I went down and saw the Zilker tree lighting. I've been down to see the tree in front of the Capitol. I'm going to be doing some other kind of holiday festive things. I love the holidays.
I do too.
It's one of my favorite times of the year. So I'm going to be spending time with friends and family, and yeah, I'm really excited about everything, and I'm excited to go to the Alamo Bowl.
I'm excited, man. Oh my goodness, that I am too, and you know it's going to be well worth it. Whatever tickets they are, it's going to be good times. I just think now San Antonio, I'll be honest with you, is a severely underrated place for Christmas.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have the Riverwalk all decked out, so that'll be sweet. Yeah,
the La Monción,
yeah,
the Marriott River Place.
That's right.
The ballroom is just
some quality Mexican food.
Yeah, but the Pearl District. That's just. I know it sounds silly talking about it. I love it.
I'm not sick. Yeah, no. I think that's a fun little area too. The hotel over there. I don't know if it's Ella.
Yeah, it is. That's
it.
Ella?
That's it. Very beautiful bar. And some good restaurants in there. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm also excited. Just this has been a year, so I always love change, new, fresh start, and we're counting down, and I'm ready for that 1, 1, 2, 3 to get here. So
1, 1, 2, 3. Jordan, it's Jordan year.
Right.
I want to tell you something good, and I don't want to ruin the story, but a friend of mine, I knew about this last week, but he told me today it's official. Friend of mine, his book right here is being published this week. Brandon Puffer, a former professional baseball player, his story, I'll just say this. I met him I told his story, and he's very transparent. He just says, basically he was incarcerated, derailed his baseball career. He turned his life around in jail. And you hear the term or the hashtag on Twitter, you hear the term and see both called baseball family. Well, the baseball family rallied around him, especially here locally, when he served his sentence. I think it was 2 or 3 years, maybe 4. Mm-hmm. The Round Rock Express and the Ryan family reached out to him, gave him a job that's not playing, kept on, changed it. Then he started doing an outreach program and married a woman that helped him in a program while in jail. They've both gone separate ways now, but he told me this idea. We were talking about it 3 years ago, from the bullpen to the state pen. It's about to be out in a matter of hours. Really proud of you, Brandon Puffer.
Way to go. That's really inspiring and awesome. So
Amazon.
Pick it up.
Amazon. And we're going to have him on Stories, since he was one of the first episodes when it was all audio.
Oh, cool. All right.
He did.
Well, way to go, Brandon.
He's a large, fine American. That's all I got to say.
All right. I like it. That's good. That's something good.
That is something good. Puff, much love, brother. Much love, Tess, to you and your family, and to the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball, Harsh, Big Mike, and, of course, the Coach Mo. You've got to hear him say his trademark phrase, "Wake your ass up," because I can't do it like he can. But have a great week off. We're going to take a quick break just for a week, try to get ourselves into the holiday spirit and take care of some things. We out.